Welcome to Real Time, Florida Sportsman. This week, we're going sword fishing. It's time to find the shortest route to the hottest bite. We scan Florida Sportsman's regional forums for the best fishing reports, then travel to make real anglers our local guides. Give me some of that! Together, we let you in on secret spots and hometown moves. That's what I'm talking about!
Oh yeah, she's done for now.
This week, we're big game fishing for swordfish. All right, time to man up. Are you kidding me? That is awesome. We learn the ins and outs of both daytime and nighttime sword fishing, all on the Triton Bay boat.
Sword in the light, sword in the light.
Where?
Just came.
I just saw him. Oh! All coming up on Real Time, Florida Sportsman. I've been following the swordfish reports on the Florida Sportsman Forum for years. And you know, with the recent popularity of daytime sorting and new technology and new techniques for nighttime sorting, you know, the availability of this fishery for the average angler is really improving. I met this week's guest hosts, Zack Susla, aka Bierman, and Chris Kindig, aka Mental Floss, from the southeast section of the Florida Sportsman Forum at Sandspit Park in Stuart. We launched the Triton and made some last-minute preparations before heading out to the swordfish grounds. All right, Bierman, what do you got in store for us? You're the swordfish guru on the forum. What do you got planned for us?
Well, we're gonna run out St. Lucie Inlet. We're gonna cruise down to Palm Beach, probably about 35 miles. Go to about 1,500 feet, probably around the V spot. Drop some baits over, hope for the best.
Sweet, we got a little weather that we're dealing with behind us. We've been watching the weather all day, checking out the buoys, see what the waves are like, what the wind's like. This rain seems to be holding out west, so we're gonna go for it. We left out of St. Lucie Inlet and headed southeast for a 32-mile run down to the swordfish grounds. Wasn't a bad ride at all. We made great time. By the time we got out to the grounds, the wind had laid down and conditions were perfect. All right, so 32-mile run. We're sitting about 15 miles off of Palm Beach right now. How's it look?
Looks good.
Conditions are great, huh?
Yeah, it's nice, as long as that storm stays away.
Yeah, we got some weather inside of us. We were able to make about 35 miles an hour out here, about 2-foot sea. So we got a south wind.
South wind, yep.
We're gonna be cooking to the north.
Gonna be flying, but we'll be all right.
Let's set some baits out, let's do this.
Let's do it.
All right, Bierman, show me this swording rig here.
All right, so we got a nice little squid here, J hook. I always use J hooks. Simply just put in there, pretty easy rig. 10-foot, 300-pound test. Right to wind on. I'm gonna clip my light up here. I'm gonna use a rubber band. Pull that tight for me. Take a weight. This happens to be what, 20 ouncer, 16 ouncer, 20 ouncer. Telephone wire. Straight to the bottom of the light.
Now that won't break away. That'll stay on. You want that to stay?
Yeah, it may break. It may not. Okay. It's not a big deal. If it does, it does.
And do you adjust that weight for how deep of a thing, or all of them gonna have the same weights?
We'll probably use different size weights. Okay. This is gonna be probably a shallow float rod.
And what does that mean? How deep is that?
It's going to be about 120 foot.
So this is an 80 International 2-speed with 80-pound, you said? That's what I put on there? And you just kind of guesstimate that depth?
I guesstimate them. Some people use line counters. I've gone through about 20 line counters overboard, so I don't use them anymore.
Chris makes a good line counter.
That's right. It feels good. That's what we thought.
So my thing is put them out, you know, try to keep one somewhat shallow, then do the, you know, the other ones, whatever.
Initially, this can seem a little bit intimidating with the type of gear that you're using, but when you break it down to its simplest form, it's pretty basic fishing. Really, all it consists of is a float, a weight, and your squid down at the bottom. You add a couple lights to attract swords, you stagger these bait at different depths, and you actually drift along with the current.
We're gonna put a float on these. We got shark float, and we got these homemade fun doodle floats. Fish both of them, it doesn't really matter. Chris has made it to the depth.
The line counter,
1.3.
So, and then the rubber band again on the line?
Rubber band on the line here. The lights down there is going to hopefully attract the swordfish to that squid, and he bites it, and we're on.
And that light is just used as an
This is just the float. We're going to send it, let it go away from the boat so we can fish a few more rods. Except the 50s will probably be tip rods. They won't have floats. The other 80 will have another float. We'll do 2 floats and hopefully 2 tips. We can fish 4 rods.
I'm good at this bobber fishing. This is bobber fishing.
Yeah, well, that's what you wait for. You know, hopefully it goes down and we're tight.
All right, let's get the other ones out.
Got you a blue, purple, and a flashing green. There's no science to this, George.
200 feet?
Yeah. Go 200.
200.
Honestly, everyone asks, that's the question everyone asks, how deep did you get your bite? And I can't honestly ever tell you. All right, so we're gonna put out some hydro glows. These are the newer versions of them. The other ones used to be real big. This is like a 2-foot, I guess, LED version. I've got blue and green. We're gonna put them both out tonight and see
you said they'll come up into the lights actually?
Yeah, sometimes they'll come right up into the light. This is the blue one. Got that weight.
Disco.
Had to grab another weight.
After some time had gone by with these lights out, the ecosystem became clearly evident. I could see why these swordfish are in this area. You know, the amount of life is incredible. You would never think that this much life is out here, but underneath the boat, I mean, there was flying fish, small dolphin, puffers. It was absolutely incredible. You could spend half the night just enjoying watching what swam by the boat.
This segment is brought to you by Penn. Let the battle begin.
The Penn Squall is lightweight. It's ergonomic graphite design with the legendary Penn power at a price any angler can afford. Its lightweight design is built for power and incorporates the same top-of-the-line DuraDrag system that you find in international reels. It utilizes a Versa handle that allows anglers to adjust the length for power or speed. Penn took into account the finer details of reel design with the new Squall. It's extremely ergonomic design constructed with lightweight graphite frame and side plates. And you'll notice the handle doesn't protrude above the frame, eliminating cutoffs by the line hanging over the lever. Look for the new Squall at your local tackle store or check out pennreels.com. So we get our 3-rod spread out, and 2 of these are on floats with baits at various depths. And the 1 rod in the very back in the rod holder is called the tip rod. Now this is actually just straight up and down, no float. And talking to Chris, aka Mental Floss, he tells me what you want to do with that rod is what they call prospecting. You want to actually just let some line out slowly, reel line up, let line out, reel line up. I thought he had me doing this just to keep me awake, but apparently what it does is entice a swordfish bite, and also what you're doing is you're fishing various depths of water. So I'm back there prospecting, as Chris calls it, and wouldn't you know, I think I get a bite. I'm not quite sure what to expect, but I'm feeling some thumping on this line. So I call Bierman over because I'm not quite sure what I'm feeling. I know there's definitely something going on. You know, I feel this thump, it stops, some more thumps, I take up some line, let some line out, reeling up some line. Now this is going on and off for like a minute long. Bierman's sitting next to me, he tells me to start cranking. I start cranking, I finally feel some heaviness. Zach tells me just keep cranking.
You're on, dude, you're on. Keep going, reel.
I think I got a bite.
Sorry. Now the fun begins.
Okay. Dude, he's pissed. Let me tell you, here's my disclaimer. My experience with the swordfish, never. My experience handling a 50 wide, very limited. Maybe a couple sharks on the beach. I really have no idea what to expect. But these guys strapped me into this 50 wide. Now I'm 30 miles away from the inlet, pitch black, 1,500 feet of water. It's a little scary. As you can see, I look like a true rookie out here.
Just catch the thing. It might not even be a swordfish.
Dude, look at this. I mean, this is like the way it wants to straighten your knees out.
Yeah, it's because that's a chair butt.
Dude, 1,500 feet's a long way down.
I brought the Charmin. Oh, there's the light right there. There goes the light.
Okay, realize that I'm fishing with a bent butt that's meant for a chair. Not really meant for this. We're gonna make it work because that's what we got. But what it's doing is just locking my knees out, tilting me forward. 30 miles offshore.
I tried to explain this to him,
Two kids at home. Nobody seems to take me serious. So I hear it. I hear the chatter behind me. I hear them making fun of me. But at this point, I don't even care. I'm holding on with one hand to the rod, and I'm holding one hand to the boat. But I'm gonna get this fish.
Here comes the light.
How far is the fish in that light? There's the fish.
There's the fish right out there.
There's the fish. I see color down there, something.
Yep, he's coming up.
Coming up.
All right, get ready to reel. Ready?
That's a sword, right? That's what we're looking for.
It is a sword. I mean, we'll take a measurement. He's a keeper, I think. Oh yeah, he's a keeper.
Are you kidding me? That is awesome.
52 and a half fish. That's a keeper.
Got my keeper. Oh my.
Careful, George. That'll cut your hand. Careful, if he goes 8 like now. In the boat and bend him, Chris. Bend him like I showed you. Yep, there you go.
That fish can do some damage. When I tell you this is sharp, I never thought it would be like that. That is incredible.
Yeah, it's sharp. And they got power behind them.
Oh, look at that right there.
Not a monster, but
Bleeding like a stuck pig. A couple hours out here. My first time sword fishing with Bierman. Mental floss. Southeast section of the Florida Sportsman Forum. It doesn't get any better than this. Getting my hands on that swordfish, there was such a sense of accomplishment. You know, this is such an elusive fish, highly sought after, well prized, excellent eating, such a trophy. I'm so excited to get him. I was sitting on the back of the boat on the corner here with the rod in my hand, felt the thump, missed it. You said let some line or take some line up. I cranked some line up, thumped it again, thumped it. I think it was there and he's swimming up with it.
Possibly.
Reeled, I came tight. Then I cried like a little girl.
Then you cried like a little girl.
This segment is brought to you by Triton Boats by Earl Bentz. We take America fishing.
Fishing means long runs over open, often rough water, quietly approaching monster fish in the shallows, trolling the depths with a frisky live bait for a trophy of a lifetime. The Triton LTS is a bay boat with a big water attitude. It's built to handle every facet of fishing, including the catching part. No other boat fishes, performs, and fuels your angling passion like a genuine Triton LTS. Fish hard, fish fast, fish far aboard a Triton LTS. See us today at your local Triton dealer or visit us at tritonboats.com. I'd just spoken to a buddy hours earlier. He'd been on 6 swordfish trips and never even gotten a bite. This is my first trip out, on a bay boat, 30 miles out, in the Triton. My first drop, my first bite, and I hang one. After that fish, I resume my spot in the corner of the boat, back to prospecting. Next thing you know, I hear Zach yelling. I look over in the corner of my eye, I just see this thing darting by the boat.
Oh, sword in the light, sword in the light.
Where?
Just came.
I just saw him.
Oh,
there he is. Over there.
Get a bait up, get a bait up.
I don't know if you could see how fast that thing shot into the light. Barely caught it on camera, but that thing came in so fast. It was unbelievable. All we really could do is just reel our baits up, get it into the right zone. And unfortunately, we didn't get the bite. I couldn't believe how fast he was.
He was blazing.
We just had a sword run into the light. When I tell you run, that thing shot by so fast. It was unbelievable. We gave it some more time, but we had set 1 a.m. as our deadline, and that time had come. We pulled everything up, pointed the nose of the Triton back towards Stuart Inlet, and made the 20-mile run home.
You addicted or what, George?
I'll be out again.
Yeah, it's addicting.
Bierman is right, I'm addicted. You know, after this trip, it wasn't my last. I've been since, and I don't know what it is about it, the lure of it, the mysteriousness of it. You know, it's such a big fish. The potential of catching, you know, a 500-pound fish every night or every day exists out there. You got a fish that could be at 2,000 feet of water, you know, during the day and comes up right to the surface at night. They jump, they're excellent eating, highly prized. You know, it's just the ultimate game fish. You know, another thing with today's technology, it makes this fishery so much more obtainable. Be it from the electric reels for day timing to the advanced electronics to make running offshore safer. It's something that everybody can do. You know, today we're out there in a Triton, a 24 bay boat. Years ago, this would have been unheard of. With the ride quality of the Triton, you know, the electronics that we have on board, it makes it safe. We followed the float plan. People knew where we were going. They knew when to expect us back. We had an EPIRB with us. We had a ditch bag. We did everything right to make sure it was a safe trip. A new popular technique for sword fishing is actually day timing. This is totally different than the nighttime bite. This pretty much means single line, electric reel, and real deep water. So the thought is that these fish pretty much come up to the surface at night to feed, and then during the day they head down to the deep bottom, 2,000 feet of water. So typically, that's why you just fish a single line. 1,700, 15, 17, 1,800 feet of water. Your potential to fish multiple lines just doesn't exist because of the possibility of tangle. One line's all you can fish. I actually got the opportunity to do some daytime sorting with South Florida Sportsman Forum member Sam 50 out of Hillsborough Inlet. All right, we're down here in Pompano, the south section of the Florida Sportsman Forum. We got Sam, aka Sam 50, on the forum. You're taking us daytime sorting.
Yes, sir.
I'm excited. I mean, look at this tackle. We got the electric mate reel hooked up to the Penn International 80. Some serious stuff.
Yep, it's loaded up with a 65-pound braid.
You say they've been doing pretty good out here?
Yes, sir. Yep, the last few weeks have been really hot for daytime sword fishing. We're gonna go out here and try to get us one.
Let's do it.
All right.
So Sam, quickly about this rig. We got 65-pound high-vis strand line. And you're gonna put a wind on here?
Yes, we're going to a 250-pound wind on that's 150 feet long.
Okay.
We're gonna put this on here using a cat's paw.
All right, so just double line, gonna go to a cat's paw. This is 1,500 yards of line. We're gonna go to the mono. We launched the Triton and ran out to about 1,700 feet of water. This is totally different techniques than we use for nighttime. It's a single rod, like I said, electric reel, heavy weight. We're fishing 1,500 feet of water.
This segment is brought to you by Trocar Hooks. The rules have changed.
I'm on the water more days than not. A cooler is just as important to me as any other piece of equipment on the boat. In Florida's harsh environment, I need a cooler that's built to last. Yeti coolers are rotationally molded, which makes them virtually indestructible. T-Rex lid latches are the same latches used on ATVs. One-piece seamless construction provides long-lasting durability. Yetis feature never-fail hinge systems, double hull handles, and vortex drain systems. Thicker cooler walls mean more cold-containing insulation. Yeti lids have 3 inches of insulation because that's where it's needed most. And Yeti coolers don't just close, they seal. Yeti coolers are built to take the rugged abuse from the way we work and play. Unlike ordinary coolers, which are typically disposable, the Yeti is built to last. Yeti, wildly stronger, keeps ice longer. All right, so we're sitting about 17 miles out. We made the run out of Hillsborough. We got some scattered showers around us. We've been trying to dodge the weather a little bit. About 1,700 feet of water?
Yes, sir.
So
what we're gonna do now is we've got our small diamond lights that are water activated. We've run 2 of them above the crimped in swivel.
Okay.
And 1 of them is crimped in the loop right at the swivel.
All
so
right.
it'll be close to the bait.
And this is 150 foot of leader that we put on back at the dock.
Yep.
And then we're gonna go to, here's the bait, which is the interesting part. Tell me what this is.
George, this is a snakehead belly.
Snakehead.
The snakehead.
Freshwater.
Yes, it's an invasive species to Florida. It's destroying a lot of the native fish.
That's incredible. I don't know how you discovered to use a snakehead as bait, but
well,
that's
George,
a pretty good use of it.
It helps the environment, and it comes free, just a little bit of time, catching them.
Is this big J hook?
Yep, we got an 11-0. It's sewn into the belly, so the top of the belly's shut. We run a plastic squid skirt, and we're ready to go.
It's pretty clear immediately that this daytime swording takes some specialized gear. With these electric reels and heavy weights, this is not something that you can just do with anything. At night you can get away with some 50s and 80s and kind of, fumble your way through it. But I would say daytiming is something that you really need to go out the first time with somebody that's experienced and learn how to deploy this bait to the bottom. All right, so we just got this bait down. You pull it off the bottom a little bit?
Yes, George. What we did is we had the boat in gear going to the north, and and we drop about 1,000 feet of line out. Now going with the current, that helps keep tangles to a minimum. And then after that, we lock the reel up, turn the boat to the south into the current, get back up on top of the bait. Then we continue dropping the bait all the way down to the bottom. And after that, we bring the bait up off the bottom, anywhere from 50 to 125 feet, and lock the reel up and fish from there. Watch the rod tip for any slight change in the rod tip.
And really, you were saying this is a two-man operation. I'm in gear right now, and I'm kind of holding us. We're trying to keep the line at a certain angle. You're saying there's probably 2,000 feet of line out, 2,200 feet of line. There's a big bow in that line, so we're just trying to stay over the best we can.
Yes, George. We're trying to control our drift to the north, having the boat and gear pointed toward the south. You know, depending on the current and the line diameter, you're going to have hundreds of feet of belly in the line. And the bait right now is actually in front of the boat.
Yeah, so bait's up in front of us. We're doing 2.5 miles an hour. When we go to neutral, we're doing 4, almost 5. So I'm trying to cut that almost in half to try to control this drift. So you normally find an area, you get one bite, they're normally holding in a general area?
Yes, that's generally the case. You'll fish all different areas, you start getting bites, and you'll seem to find them concentrated in that area. They're usually locked into a bait or something like that down deep that they're feeding on.
Electric reel is the only way?
No, not at all. This can be done manually. As you can see, we timed it today. Even just bringing the bait up, no fish on it, just to reset, check the bait. It took, what, about 12, 15 minutes?
15 minutes. I can imagine sitting there cranking.
Yeah, doing that by hand, usually you got to have a couple willing guys to trade on and off. And, it can take as much as, a half hour, 40 minutes. So it really cuts into your day of fishing.
How long have you been out here chasing these things?
The daytime sword fishing?
Yeah.
I've been chasing them for about the last 5 years. I got into it, and
it's really gotten popular and really kind of started down in the Keys in the south section of the Forum.
Yes,
this is
it
really
has.
where it's getting its roots. We've really been dodging these rainstorms, in and out of rain, in and out of rain. It's our third drop, no bites yet. Saw one boat by us, looks like they were hooked up, so we're hopeful. Seeing Sam's post on the forum, I know this guy produces fish. And unfortunately, we just didn't get the bite this day. We were dealt a bad hand. Conditions were rough and it made it tough for us. We had a boat right next to us get a fish almost 300 pounds, but it just wasn't our day. But you know what? I learned the technique and it's something that I can use in the future. Go out on my own and give it another try. From learning everything there was about daytime sword fishing from Sam to nighttime fishing with Bierman and Mental Floss. I'll never forget that night. It was my first swordfish. It wasn't a giant, but it was a trophy to me. I have that bill hanging up in the wall of my house because these guys from the Florida Sportsman Forum helped me put it there. It was because of their reports I chose them to fish with, and I need your posts to continue so I may fish with you next on Real Time Florida Sportsman.
Just for the record, this is all on camera, that George is a... No, you cannot.
Real time.
Yeah, that's some weird bottom fish, I'll tell you that.
If you spend a lot of time on the water fishing, your rod is your ultimate tool. Penn's Blue Water Carnage and Legion inshore rods are designed and balanced for optimum performance when paired with a Penn reel. These rods feature a composite graphite blank that includes a carbon shield built into the blank and guide wraps for enhanced performance. Carnage rods feature EVA torque grips that are contoured to fit the hand perfectly and prevent the rod from twisting while under a heavy load. Penn Legion inshore rods have grade A cork handles on lighter action rods, and the heavy action rods have sculpted EVA handles. Both series feature Fuji stainless steel frame guides. If you seek a high-performance, durable, affordable rod, Penn Carnage and Legion Inshore series should be your choice.